everyone. Hope you're having a great day. This is Father David Stavars from Cleveland, Ohio. I come to you today just to share with you a really exciting resource, an opportunity for you to grow in your faith. If you may or may not been aware, Word on Fire, which is a pretty awesome Catholic online ministry, has been coming out with a Bible series. And they're coming out with their third edition of the Bible series. They've done the Gospels and Acts and the letters of St. Paul. And now, part of their plan, as they're kind of rolling this out over the years, is they've now done the first 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch. So maybe you haven't heard that word before, but it's kind of interesting, right? The Pentateuch is just a Greek word that means the first 5 books. And so this Word on Fire Bible covers Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. You know, maybe you've been watching or listening to Father Mike Schmidt's his podcast on Bible in a Year. Certainly, he's been really helpful to help many people understand, what is the Bible and really where is it coming from? What's the context? I think this could be really another great resource to continue to dive in just to the great depth we have in the Bible. So really appreciative to Word on Fire to bringing out this new edition. They sent me a copy just to kind of share with you and promote, just to share these good things. And, I think these first 5 books of the Bible are really important, and we may not be as familiar with them, right? Certainly if we come to Mass, we hear the Gospels and we're familiar with, St. Paul's writings in the New Testament. Maybe we're not as familiar with the Old Testament. Maybe Genesis, certainly, we're familiar with some things, but when it gets into Numbers and Deuteronomy and just the whole kind of story of the Israelite people, maybe we're not as familiar. But I think it could be really important to dive into because really these first 5 books, or as the Jewish people would say, is the Torah for them, really is the story of our origins. It really says some deep things about, who are we? Why are we? How are we in the world? What does it mean to be human? And what does it mean to be a part of God's story? And it's really the beginning of the story that we're given. So just really excited. As I was getting into this, so it comes in a nice box, right? Some really awesome illustration on the front. I can't really see it from here, but it's kind of like a stained glass window kind of deal. And then there's the different 7 days of creation. That's kind of shown with different images. Take it right from the beginning, and you open it up. It's super nice, right? This is the leather-bound version, and as everything with Word on Fire does, it's always great. It's always beautiful. It's always just really well done, which really speaks to theologically the incarnation. The incarnation is the fact that God became flesh, and so matter matters. It's important that we have good and beautiful things. So they really work that into everything they do, which is just so awesome. So, but going through, I just had a chance to look through the Bible a little bit as I've gotten it, and if you've been familiar with some of the other copies, it's a familiar format. So you have certainly the scripture themselves. You have artwork, you have commentary from Bishop Barron and others. You have writings from the early church fathers and saints. And I think it's a really awesome idea because it helps us to, again, get a deeper context. Will help us to understand the scriptures, especially when it is difficult. When you get into Numbers and Deuteronomy, it's just a lot of listings of laws and things, right? That's the church has been reflecting on this for a long time. And they've really put it together for us really nicely. But I think one of the things I was looking at as I was looking through this edition is that they really make a really good connection between the New Testament and the Old Testament. They include a lot of writings about Mary and just the connection between Jesus and the Old Testament. Sometimes we can maybe come across the thought, the God of the Old Testament is kind of one way, and then the God of the New Testament is another way. The God, can be angry versus nice, but it's not that simple, right? And the truth is that the God is God of both, and He's one. But this is the story too, and so it's really helpful to see, what are those connections that that was anticipating Jesus' coming from so long ago. So I just think that they do a really good job at really making those connections. And even as I've been a priest for a couple of years now, and even gone through seminary, and taken classes on scriptures, I think what's beautiful about this book is that it's really accessible for those who maybe haven't really done any deeper commentary or deeper dive. It's really accessible for someone just jumping in, but it's also really nourishing for someone who's spent a lot of time with the scriptures and really spent a lot of time looking at commentaries. So there's something for everyone, in this book. So so that's just here to share it with you today. You can pick up a copy. It's on sale now from wordonfire.com. And just pray you look at this resource, and certainly pray that you come to know who God is, just more profoundly in your own life, and just how much He's been working in the world since the beginning of time. So prayers for you. Thanks for watching this video, and check out this new Word on Fire Bible on the first 5 books.